Hello, friends. Happy Friday. Hope you're all doing well. Your weekend is off to a fantastic start. Mine sure is. Of course, I've got Haunted Bookshop in the Matches Memorial Friday Savinelli, as is tradition. And so far, the weekend is going well. So let's see who we've got so far tonight. We got JMZ 56, Stony Lawn Cottage Pipe, Cogs and Sprockets, Jeffrey Feinberg, Corvette Jim, Bona Piper. Good evening to you, Christian, and happy Friday. Armchair Piper. Hello, Ed. Clarence Wood, Signalman Tony from Rhode Island. How you doing, Tony? Gary Edminster, and Texas Piper. How you doing, Eddie? Great to see so many folks already. It's still early. Taciturn Richard, hello there, my friend. Oh, Haunted Bookshop is good stuff, especially on Friday evenings. Steve Russell, hello, Steve. I tell you, sometimes it's just the little things in life that really make me happy. I sit here before I get started, and I'm watching you guys all say hello to everybody, and it's just so nice to see that we've got this community of friends. Even if it's just a virtual friendship, it's real in a lot of ways, and to see you all greeting one another just makes me happy every week. Michael Case, smoking heavy English in the custom-built Rhodesian. Very good, Michael. I hope I guess that means you're feeling better, and I hope that is the case. Big Dave, I'm glad you asked, my friend. I am once again enjoying a Guinness Extra Stout. I've got 6 of them. I got to drink them. No, it's good. It's growing on me. It really is. Puny Pipe Man. Sorry, Puny. Good to see you tonight. Eddie's got his Friday Savinelli out with Haunted Bookshop. Cogs is about to enjoy a bowl of Sarto in his Peterson Phoenix and a local double New England IPA called Requiem. Hope you enjoy that, Cogs. Amen to that, Clarence. Good to see you, Clarence Wood. We are all friends here. Michael Case, so glad the cold is gone. I'm still coughing from that cold I had weeks ago. I think it's confounded by allergies, but there's just something lingering. I can't get rid of this cough. Bob Kraus, good to see you, Bob. I do, Dave. The Guinness is good stuff. Although I'll tell you, in the future I won't buy the extra stout because to me it seems a bit thinner, just not as robust as the regular Guinness. But it's good. It's not extra stout. That's what confuses me. It seems like it's a less stout beer. But oh, Eddie, I'm glad you enjoyed that. Yeah, I put up a tamping video last Sunday, and I'm glad you found that useful. Got some good feedback on that video. It's one of those things that you do for 30 some years without really thinking about it much, and it evolves over time, and then you sit down one day and say, why do I actually do it this way? It's an interesting process. Steph and Skip, hello, Steph. Good to see you. And the Smooth Piper, how you doing, Peter? Great to see you tonight. Everyone is indeed allowed to have a breakdown once in a while. That is true, Steph and or Skip. I just have mine when I'm alone. but we all have them. There's Skip, Creek Piper. Skip, good to see you. And Ed has got a Boswell poker with Star of the East and coffee. Neat, of course. Good deal, Armchair Piper. Yeah, Big Dave, I've heard quite a few people say they're bad in this area too, and I'm certainly having trouble with them. It's funny, my wife is usually much more sensitive than I am, and she seems fine, but I'm just struggling this season. Doug Owen, good to see you tonight, Doug. Okay, so Steph and Skip will be Steph, and Skip, Barik Piper, Skip will be Skip. We got it. Now, if I can remember it, that'll be really good. Glad you're holding that at healthy there, Jim. Did Curmudgeon Piper come in? I missed him. But welcome, Curmudgeon Piper. Sailor, hello there. Learned a few things in your old age, huh, Jim? Wouldn't it be great if we could go back and teach those things to young us? We'd rule the world. That's interesting. So Doug's never had allergy issues, but this year it's getting to him. Yeah, we get that as well, the yellow coating. That was real common when I lived down in Atlanta. We used to see it every spring, but it was tree pollen, which most people aren't allergic to. But here, when we get it, it seems to be a harbinger of doom for allergies. Sir James, hello there, James. He's having haunted bookshop in El Cepo. Nice. Sailor and Big Dave have decided to converse in Spanish. No worries. Oh, come on, Doug. You're still a spring chicken. Gary's got the pollen on the cars, too. And Peter's got some Granger in his Friday Savinelli Tiger Lucite. Good stuff. Yeah, Tim, I'm allergic to mold as well, and I agree. The mold allergy is really bad. I used to be very allergic to dust, but that seems to have gone away. Allergies are weird. They can, Like I went my whole life without ever having any issues with allergies, and then all of a sudden one year they just turned on. Um, they're weird. Ah, Steph has got the same thing. She used to only have desert allergies. Now she's allergic in green areas. Yeah. Oh, good point, Eddie. It is Roger's big weekend. I'm sure Tim was happy. Well, Jim, nothing a hose can't fix, right? Doug, that sounds like the best possible solution. I mean, it's got to be better than Claritin, right? Pipe full of Capstan and 2 fingers of Glenfiddich. You got it. Steph might be allergic to golf fans. Tim's already had his I hate Roger Goodell for the evening. Jim had to add the car wash into his budget. Give it time, Eddie. Haunted Bookshop can cut through anything, even the worst allergies. Everett Young. Hello, Everett. Missed you earlier. Speaking of car wash, how often do you wash your car? I am a terrible person when it comes to washing my car. I probably wash my car a handful of times a year. Now my car is 12 years old. My wife, she runs her car through the car wash quite frequently. But every time I think I'm going to need to wash it, it rains and it kind of looks okay. Smarty Bob, you're not late. We got people much later than you. And Voodooed, good to see you, my friend. That's a good way to describe it, Steph. Shaggy Virginias and Burleys. That's fine. Okay, Eddie's two to 4 times once a year. Oh, I feel a lot better. Cogs and Sprocket once a year. Steve Russell's once a week. Yeah, I know guys like you, Steve, and that's great. Sailor washes his truck once a week. Jim used to be once a week, now it's when birds attack. Steph uses God's car wash like I do. Yeah, Skip, that new Haunted Bookshop label came out about a month ago. Yeah, Tim, I'm like you. The dirt, I think, is playing an integral part in my car these days. Oh, that's interesting. So Doug said that according to the C&D rep, three that he had at the trunk show, the 3 big sellers are Haunted Bookshop, Nutty Irishman, and Autumn Evening. I knew about Autumn Evening and assumed Haunted Bookshop was up there. I've never had Nutty Irishman. It's an aromatic, I assume, based on that name. And I wonder if that's offensive to Irishmen. Peter, what do you think of Nutty Irishman? Is that an offensive name for a tobacco? Ochoita, good to see you tonight, my friend. The Bona Piper says it's important to wash once a month during winter to get rid of, yeah, the salt on the bottom of the car. That's a good point, Christian. The salt is a problem. So Michael Case is just worried about his motorcycle once a year. I've heard people say there's a connection, Big Dave, between winter weather and spring and summer allergies. I don't know if it's true. I mean, they argue that the if it's a real hard winter, it'll kill things off. So you get, but I mean, they're plants. They're used to winter, and they're going to bloom how they're going to bloom. I'll skip. Yeah. I knew you'd think so, Peter. In case you don't know, the Smooth Piper is a proud Irishman. Yeah, Gary's pointing out the salt too. Only wash cars to get the salt off. That is important. An aromatic infused with coffee and Irish mist. And Peter says it's pretty good. Doug gave the description. I might have to try that. I like Autumn Evening. I don't smoke it often, but I do. I always have a tin of it. I've tried other C&D aromatics and haven't liked them. I think there's something about the way they make Autumn Evening. They apparently steam the maple into the Cavendish when they're making it. So I think that's the reason why I can tolerate that one. It just doesn't have that chemical flavor that I'm used to with aromatics. But maybe I'll try Nutty Irishman next time I order. Although I probably should not be ordering for quite some time. Folks that follow me on Instagram might know why. I didn't count them. There's like, let me just do a quick tally here. 5, 8, 4. So I had a box down here, a cardboard box, and I knew there was a pound of Haunted Bookshop in the box, and I got a tin every now and then and stuck it in this box just because I didn't have my tobacco drawers full. And the plan was to eventually take it up to where I keep my tobacco cellar and put it there. And I just kind of forgot about it. And today I said, oh, let me check on that Haunted Bookshop and see if I need to jar it or if it's okay, and just clean this box up. I'm trying to get things cleaned up because I got to do some work down here this weekend. And so I open up the box, and I did find the pound of Haunted Bookshop, and I found 8 ounces of Pegasus, 2 tins of Haunted Bookshop, and about, I don't know exactly how many, but close to 20 tins of tobacco were in this box. And 20 other tins, and some rather good stuff too. Yeah, I'm not going to need to put an order in for quite a while. Yeah, Everett saw the post, so it's embarrassing, but that's what. There's so many folks out there, and please don't do this, but folks very kindly send me tobacco, and a few of the times it's been, I traded them. I did some pipe work for them, and they sent me some tobacco. So it's not just random people sending me stuff, but I've got more than I need, and I'm running out of places to put it now. So, and the thing is, I still have to buy the Haunted Bookshop, so I'm going to buy more. So Christian's going to try Nutty Irishman. Haunted Bookshop does keep people away, and I like that about it, Everett. And Doug's saying if I like Autumn Evening, I'll probably like it. Well, I'm going to try it. I'm going to get some Gary Edminster Lane 1Q with blackberry or vanilla custard. Interesting. Voodoo can smell the maple from there. A lot of Kia Flake and Pirate Cake. That's an interesting mixture, Gary. Wessex Burley. I think Wessex Burley Slice was one of the ones I got the box right here. Yes. I didn't know I had it. And it is an excellent Burley. It's hard to find, Eddie. It does eventually come around and it'll be there for, a couple hours. Last me over a week. Oh, I'm not that bad, Ed. Yeah, I might give some of it away, Michael. I mean, there's a lot of Kia that I don't like, and we'll see. I should go through the rest of the cellar too, because the fact is I've got all these sort of random tins of stuff, and I always say to myself, oh, I'm going to start smoking them, but I never do because I buy things like Nutty Irishman or Grey Ghost. There were 2 tins of Grey Ghost in there that I didn't remember buying. Oh, Couch, thank you. Thank you very much, buddy. Here with his best friend in Cleveland and listening while smoking cigars. Fantastic. Thanks for joining us, buddy. Couch is vacationing in Ohio this week. There have been a lot of tobacco sales, but they've been specific ones, like, particular blend or particular, not like 15% off everything. I'm waiting for that. Yeah, Corvette Jim, I saw that your tobacco multiplied while it was being moved. Piper said's got some Nicotina Rustica Wild Tobacco and a Peterson Pipe Nook Phoenix Dublin. Nice. See a couple guys with the Phoenix tonight. Are they nice pipes? You like them? I guess you do if you're smoking them. Insane Frenchman. That's yeah, if you can have Nutty Irishman, why not, Tim? Oh, Steph, thank you so much. That's very kind of you. Yeah, the B&Ms do charge a premium for sure, Skip. I missed. Wow, Couch and Corvette Jim are like 30 minutes away from each other. ENAS Dad, how you doing, Robert? And Pondering with Pepe's Pipes. Good to see you, Pepe. Clarence says the Phoenix, is that 05 shape, is a great smoking pipe. Eddie's asking if anyone in the U.S. has ever ordered from Smoking Pipes EU. Not me. Ilva pooped in your parents' house. Well, that just means she likes them. Patrick Grant, how you doing, Patrick? Everett's loading up his Asikian with some Haunted Bookshop. Very nice. And Tim's got some vintage half and half and a huge rusticated Mr. Brog. And it is huge. Patrick's got a Phoenix in the 03 shape coming. Very nice. Oh, and Ian Astad has McClellan Red Ribbon 2008 in a Savinelli short pipe. So one of the tins I found is an unusual blend. I'll share that with you when I finish the pipe here. I'm going to open up the tin and it might be an adventure. Oh, and Peter's got a Peterson Phoenix, so I'm having trouble seeing the numbers. Is it 05? They just got in the mail today. Yep, 05. Oh, that's interesting. So Taciturn Richard says he ordered a Peterson pipe from the Tobacco Pipes EU, and the rate was good and the shipping was less than from the US. That is very surprising. JMZ 56 has got Samoy in the Friday Savinelli. I got to get out a jar by Samoy before it gets too hot. I love smoking that stuff in the spring. Patrick Grant has got year-old GLP's Windjammer and a Peterson Dracula Bent Brandy. Very good. Oh, Voodoo, sorry to hear that. Losing your connection. Is what a hawkbill? DNA asked that. Are you asking me about the Peterson, or maybe you're asking someone else? Is there another mic? I don't know what the shapes are for the Peterson Phoenix. You'd probably like Samoy, Everett. It's a good burley. Got a little bit of a floral herbal note to it, but really good solid burley. And very simple blend too. It's just one leaf, no topping, no casing. They have the Irish second line. That's interesting. So the prices are higher in Ireland, Cellar, for Petersons. And Patrick says the 03 shape is a bent apple. The Samoy reminds you of Chinese rice crackers. That's interesting, JMZ. Hey, little fat Morgan, how you doing, Todd? And Sir James says that this Phoenix is a joy to smoke. Good to hear. According to Piper said, the 05 is a Dublin shape. Thanks, Doug. So Doug Owen says that Eddie Gray picked 6 shapes for the Phoenix, and he made a video a couple weeks ago where he lists the shapes. So if you're interested, check out Eddie Gray's, is it Eddie Gray or the Pipe Nook channel? I forget what his channel's called. Search the Pipe Nook, it'll show up. Doing just fine, Todd. I think we may be getting to the bottom of this bowl. Probably a little bit more to go. Tim's going to be investing in crypto and NFT soon. Why not? That's interesting, Doug. Hey, Phil Rivara. How you doing, Phil? So Doug says they had quite a few burnouts years ago at the Tinderbox on the Irish Seconds. So I bought my Irish Seconds at the Tinderbox, and I was always impressed with them because I can't even figure out why they're seconds. But I guess it's roll of the die. Ah, gotcha, Robert. Okay. Yeah. Big Country Briar, how you doing, Cole? Just home from the State Social Studies Fair. Must have been interesting. Says he loves seeing all the projects. Very nice. I got to judge a science fair in Philadelphia years back. Artie, thank you so much. Contributing to the Nutty Irishman Fund. Thank you, Artie. It's much appreciated. Wow. Sailor's got a tin of Balkan Sobrani purchased at Walgreens in 1975. That is cool. Gonna open it tomorrow with morning coffee. Well, enjoy. Yeah, Phil makes nice pipes. No question about it. Oh, Phil. Thank you so much, my friend. I will invest that in cryptocurrency or possibly tobacco. We'll see. Maybe I'll invest it in cryptocurrency in order to generate tobacco money. That's a plan. Ron Hardcrackers, smoking a BBB Prince filled with Hal's Northwoods. Waiting on her son to visit and see if he got me a birthday gift. Ah, your annual 39th. I know how that feels, Ron. Well, happy birthday, buddy. Well, I am done with the Bola Haunted Bookshop. You like that plan, Phil? I think it's a good plan. Crypto tobacco. Good one, Sid. So, I don't know if any of you have seen this. This is actually a blend that was given to me by my buddy Jack, and it's called House Reserve. It's a Cornell and Deal blend, and it was apparently blended for brick and mortars only. So if I understand it right, it was not hand blended for the tobacconist by Cornell and Deal. So it was not available anywhere but the brick and mortar shops, if I got this correct. So it says, our tribute to dedicated brick and mortar tobacconist, House Reserve 2021 offers a familiar, inviting aroma right out of the tin. Stoved and unstoved red and bright Virginias, carefully blended, cased, pressed, and sliced to create this old school flake tobacco. And it's signed by Jeremy Reeves. So Jack was Jack's funny. By the way, I talked to Jack. He's doing really well. He's still in the rehab center, but they've got him walking, and he's up to, I think he said 200 feet now. And the whole goal is to get him strong enough that he can go back home and care for himself. So that's what they're doing, and they apparently are doing a wonderful job. Oh yeah, Phil, cryptic isn't good. No. Yeah, there you go, Pepe. We don't barter or trade anymore. We engage in crypto tobacco currency. CTC. Not to be confused with NFT. So anyway, Jack, he's pretty set in his ways in terms of what he's smoking these days, and he had all this extra stuff, and he gave me some of it. I've given away a lot of it, and this is one of the things that I have left. And the reason I kept this, and the reason I'm not exactly sure if I'm going to be smoking it tonight, is you can see the tin is dented there, and I believe it's actually open. You're not going to be able to see, but right in that dent, I think it's cracked. So this might be very dry, but we'll open it up and see what it looks like. There's no hiss. Smells Virginia-y. It's a little dry, but I think it's going to be okay. It's not crispy. It's the typical Cornell and Deal loose flake. Smells really good. Sweet. I don't want to say hay, because that's what everybody says about Virginias, but it's a pretty flake. You can see there's some brights in there, and definitely has some darker Virginia. I'm going to put this in my 7LE622. Yeah, it's funny, Jim. Their tin tobacco does tend to be a bit wet, and their bulk tobacco tends to be a bit dry. So, I don't know. This is actually just about right for me. I like my stuff on the dry side. It's not crispy, it's just not sopping wet. Kind of similar to what I get when I get the Haunted Bookshop in bulk. You know, that moisture level. Okay, we got that tack rubbed out nice and easy. Yeah, hay and yeast. You're right, sailor. Excuse me. That's odd. I say it's odd because I just filled it this morning. I'm gonna have to use my backup later. Uh-oh. I'm sorry, guys. I forgot to turn the furnace off. And it's going to come on, and you're going to have to live with it. If I'm quiet, you shouldn't hear it. It should filter out. I'm just being quiet to not have the furnace roar in your ears. Is it loud when I'm talking though, Gary? That's what I'm worried about. That when I talk, it's not going to get filtered out, and you're not going to be able to hear me over it. Yeah, everybody says that when there's any noise around, it sounds like there's water running or something like that. But if I turn off that processing, it's really loud. Okay, so you guys say it's okay. I'll just keep talking then. It'll go off eventually. It's cold here. It's been in the low 40s to low 50s. We had a couple of teasing days where it was 70. We even got up to 80 one day. And now it's just cold again. Thanks, guys. I appreciate all the feedback. Well, not the audio feedback, but you know what I mean. Sounds like water percolating. Well, Clarence, it's a Virginia for sure. It's I want to smoke a bit more before I pass judgment on it, but it is bright. It's got more bright Virginia than I like, and that's Eddie. I saw Eddie was talking about OGS being too bright, and I agree with that. I'm not a fan of or the Golden Slice either. But it's good. It's definitely a sipping tobacco for me. It's very clean. Not a lot of flavor other than the Virginia flavor. Oh, thank you, Artie. Yeah, I told Jack when I talked to him that a lot of folks were praying for him and passed on some well wishes and all that, and he's very grateful for that. And he's doing a lot better. I'll give him a call tomorrow and see how he's been progressing. He's really looking forward to getting home. He knows exactly which pipe he's going to smoke and what he's going to smoke in it. If you like bright Virginias, Robert, you probably would like this. There we go. And I don't think it's smoking a little hot, and I don't think that's because it's dry, because it really wasn't that dry. Oh, Eddie, you're making me jealous. Switching to Grey Ghost and a Peterson house pipe. I was really thinking of opening one of those tins of Grey Ghost I found, but when I saw the crack in this one, I thought, I better do that. Cellar, looks like you're dealing with very different weather than I'm dealing with. Haven't even been able to think about planting anything. That's a good question, Clarence. Is the name Gray Ghost offensive to ghosts? Just the elderly ghosts. That makes sense, Texas Piper. I mean, I always have enjoyed cigars in warmer weather, so. I've been craving a cigar lately. But I don't like to smoke cigars in the house, and I'll smoke them down here on occasion, but it's no fun. You know, I like sitting out back in the yard. Or driving. I do it when I'm driving. Or fishing. But they're outdoor smokes for me. Whereas a pipe, I'll smoke anywhere. This is smoking very dry and definitely sweet. Artie is saying that Cult Anonymous is very good if you can find it. I've not had any of the Cult blends. Very likely, Michael. Saturday or Sunday. Just depends on what's going on that weekend. But that's I like doing that. I like the early morning. And it's funny, I normally smoke Nicaraguan. I don't really like Maduro wrappers that much. But I like a heavier Nicaraguan cigar. That's what I gravitate towards. But for some reason, the Corojo wrapper is one that I really like. But for some reason, on weekend mornings in the summer, I just really like a Dominican or Connecticut wrapper. It just, for some reason, works well with some coffee. Ah, Denobile. Yeah, those dry cured cigars are very good. Getting some thumbs up from Corvette Jim and Perique Piper Skip on the Cult blends. That would be an interesting blend, Phil. Cult of Personality. Yeah, Richard, it has been a while. And it's going to probably be a while before the next Roadway Ramble as well. Voodoo is asking if anyone else is having an issue with the feed cutting in and out. I hope not. Well, I'm sorry you are, but I hope it's not a general issue. Oh yeah, the CAO Brasilia. I've had those cogs. Those are nice. LFD and Illusion Bull. I've had LFDs, not that particular one. Full-bodied cigars, yeah. I generally like those too. I just don't like the Maduros. I don't know what it is. Oh, Claro wrappers. That makes more sense, Michael. I was trying to figure out what you meant. Yeah, you don't see those much anymore. Okay, sorry, Voodoo. Looks like it's on your end. Hope you get that fixed, my friend. So I was thinking, I am going to work most Wednesdays now, so I could do Roadway Ramble. I My wife would let me, but I don't want to smoke a cigar in her car, and I still don't have my car running. So that's one problem. Um, oh well, that might be the problem, Voodoo. Yeah, those metal aircraft hangars can have a bit of a Faraday cage effect. Um, yeah, I still don't have my car running, and the biggest problem is that I need to move the camera mount into her car, and I don't want to stick it on her. She's picky about her car. I just don't want to do that to her. She would let me do it, but I try to be nice. No, those nub cigars actually last surprisingly long considering their size, Patrick. And Phil likes the Maduros, as does Gary. Do I like Cameroon wrapped cigars? Jeffrey, I know I've had them. I haven't had a lot of them, and I don't remember not liking them, so. Commuting on a longboard. I would be far cooler than I am, Phil. Tim likes the Maduros as well. Yeah, Cogs, I think my wife would want to kill me if I smoked a cigar in her car, but she wouldn't. She's too nice. So third problem, I got to get my car fixed. I got it because the camera mounts in my car, so I can't do the outside camera from her car anyway. I could do one with smoking a pipe, but I couldn't have the outside camera. And the third problem is, and this is stupid, but I cannot remember what I did with the SIM cards for the little GoPro camera. And I can buy another SIM card, but it annoys me that I had 2 or 3 of these things and I have no idea where I put them. I'm sure I put them in a safe place. You can smoke pipes in the shop at Rizzo? Didn't know that, Cole, but sounds good. Oh, is that true, Doug? So they were dyeing wrappers green with the cheaper cigars, and that's one of the reasons why the Claro wrappers kind of fell out of favor. Patrick also likes Maduros, and he had a Cuban Cohiba Maduro. It was very tasty. Sounds good. Yeah, Cogs, I agree. Connecticut shade wrapper in the morning with a good cup of black coffee. Good stuff. Royal Jamaican Churchill's favorite cigar. Never had one of those, Michael. It's where my flints are, Jim. I looked. They might be under 17 pounds a haunted bookshop. That's a possibility. Oh, Philly Piper owns a garage. Okay, gotcha, Cole. Yeah, I looked where the Zippo flints are. I know where they are now. All 20 of them. Because I bought them twice. Humdrum, you can't be too late. Gary's mirror is going on an hour. Well done, Gary. That's interesting, Doug. Cameroons were made famous by the General Cigar brand Particus in the 70s. Before about 75, you couldn't give away Maduro wrappers except in the Pacific Northwest, and Macanudo promoted Maduro. Very interesting. Everett, Shandygaff is a great summer blend. There is I cannot remember the name of the cigar, but there's a cigar I was smoking a lot a couple years ago when I was doing the Roadway Rambles. There was a Claro wrapper, and it was very good. Um, I like him. I like him in the summertime. Puny, I think the cigars you're referring to were the Toscanos, which are some of these air cured Kentucky type cigars. The cigars that Batches and Sergeant Savinelli smoked. Strapman. Yeah, for a real long time. I mean, I started smoking Haunted Bookshop. It was actually suggested to me by Craig Tarler. And I didn't smoke it as much as I do now because I was kind of smoking more Carter Hall than Haunted Bookshop, and Haunted Bookshop was an occasional treat. But I kind of went off the Carter Hall in, I don't know, over the past 7 years or so. And Carter Hall became my morning smoke, and Haunted Bookshop became more of the all day thing. And you change over time. Who knows what I'll be doing 5 years from now? And Doug's adding that the Macanudo Maduro is a Connecticut Valley product, which is very mild. Ecuadorian and Nicaraguan Maduros are quite strong. And Arturo Fuente has cornered the Cameroon market in recent years. Sailor used to enjoy the Macanudo Duke of Devon Claros back in the mid to late 70s. Yeah, I think they were Toscanos, Puny. I'm pretty certain. I used to smoke a lot of Macanudos in my pre-pipe days because they were, well, at the time, cigars were inexpensive, and they were fairly inexpensive, and I could get them at the little newsstand that I would go to before I walked home. There's a cigar that I've been trying to find that is a Maduro. And I remember smoking these, but I do not remember what they were. I just kind of have this image in my mind. They were a jet black wrapper. I mean, really, really dark black wrapper. And I think they had either a gold or silver band on them. But they were the darkest black wrappers that I've ever seen. And I kind of like those, not as a regular smoke, but as an occasional treat. But I can't find them, and I can't remember what they were. That's true, Skip. I might be switching over to the Captain Black Grape. You never know. Dried Dutch cigars, Michael Case is asking about. Made from train shipped Cuban tobacco? That's what it was. Thank you, Doug. It was the Fuente 858 Double Claro. That's the one that I was smoking a couple years ago. No, they weren't Onyx, Couch. They're actually darker than that. I've had the Onyx, and they weren't as good. So Doug's saying, he's bringing up Onyx again, and he's saying that it's an Oscuro wrapper. This was an ornate band. I think everything on it was in Spanish. But anyway, I'll find them someday. Or I won't. Cuesta Ray 95. Silky smooth wrapper. Cellar used to smoke those. Good stuff. I might be coming to the bottom of this. I am at the bottom of this. Well, that was... I want to have a few bowls before I pass judgment on it, but it was okay. It was definitely very bright, which is not my kind of Virginia. Pennsylvania Topstone, very black. No, this definitely wasn't a Pennsylvania cigar, Doug. Clarence Wood says, remember when guys always smoked King Edward, Dutch Master, and Grenadier? Yeah. I've told this story before, but there was this guy, I do not remember his name. I want to say it was Max, but I'm not sure about that. He lived across the street when I was quite young. And he was a large man, fairly gruff, and he would sit out on his front step. We lived in the city, row houses in Philadelphia, and he would smoke these green, probably very cheap cigars because he chain smoked them, and I can still see the butts that he would throw into the street. And just something about that, the smell of that smoke, and kids can romanticize the strangest things, and I romanticized that. I used to sit there and watch him smoke cigars and think, oh boy, I want to smoke cigars. And I bought a few boxes of like White Owl and what's the other one? Ah, one of those. Maybe it was. I can't remember the other. It might have been King Edward, but I bought a few boxes of those, and of course they're, compared to the kind of cigars people tend to smoke these days, they were terrible, but they got the job done. Huh, that's interesting, Doug. Brits like their King Edward Imperials. I'm going to switch back to the haunted bookshop. So, I got a question for you. I put a picture of this on Instagram. Can you see how grubby that lid is? Yeah, this sits down here in the basement all the time. It's dusty down here. I clean pipes and I reach over and grab it, and it just gets kind of filthy. And I noticed in this picture, because I usually put up a picture in the morning of the pipe I'm smoking, and as a backdrop I'll put whatever the tobacco is, and a cup of coffee, that kind of thing. People look at it for some reason. It's practically the same picture every day, but for some reason people like it. Anyway, I noticed how dirty the lid was in this picture, and I said, I got to clean that lid. And I got people actually saying, no, don't clean the lid. So I guess people like the dirty lid. Does that count as character? I don't know. I thought it was just dirt. How am I going to light this? Is this going to work? Yeah, now it's back. Sometimes Zippos just have a mind of their own. Now we talked Everett into wanting a cigar. Sorry, Everett. A good question, Doug. Old Crow is an odd name for bourbon. Puny Pipe Man doesn't want the lid cleaned either. Eddie, that's the best thing about those backwoods cigars, or the Toscanos, or the what are they, Perotti? You can leave those things in a garage. You can leave them in a tackle box, and they're always ready to smoke. Patina, of course, Cogs. I should have realized it's patina. Oh, I've seen those Maker Mark cigars, Jim. Never tried them, but they have the wax. They're in a tube with the wax on them, like the Maker's Mark bottle. Looks pretty cool. That's not going to do a second time. It's really called crud, Michael Case points out. If I clean the lid, the tup will die. 4 bucks a quart, old hemorrhage. Yeah, Carter Hall will be perfectly happy in the garage. Backwoods sells pipe tobacco. That must be interesting. Buffalo Trace cigar. And Cog says it was good. I'm so out of the cigar world these days. I wouldn't even know what was popular, what was new. Everett said they don't have a cigar shop near him, and I've been to cigar shops in Canada, and it's a very strange experience for me because, as most of you know, here in the U.S., if you go into a cigar shop, they usually have a walk-in humidor, and you just go in. Some of them have these little baskets that you can pick up, and you just pick out what you want, and you bring it out. This place, it was in Montreal, so well, actually I've been to two in Montreal. One closed down. It was a really old cigar shop named H. Poupard. And I went there a couple of years in a row and got to know the woman that owned it. And she told me the last time I was there that she was going to have to close because the taxes were getting too high. Furnace is going to come on again. I apologize. And they did. In fact, the next year they were gone. The one that I went to, so that cigar store, it was like you were going into a delicatessen, like everything was under glass, and you had a point and say, I want one of those, and she would get it out for you and put it in a bag and you could take it. The one I went to after that one closed was really strange because you'd go into the humidor, a guy would follow you wearing white gloves, and it was just like going into a humidor here, but you weren't allowed to touch the cigars. You would point, and he would pick one up and roll it and like run his fingers up and down it, and you could decide whether or not you wanted it. It felt more like I was buying jewelry than buying a cigar. And of course, I think the reason is that they're so much more expensive. I mean, unbelievable. You know, a cigar that I could buy here in the States for, at the time, $6 to $8 was like $45. Just unbelievably expensive. And that's the taxes. And we're not far behind. We'll get there. White gloves and tobacco butlers. Yeah, Eddie. Now, I can kind of understand it during the shutdown. You know, people were concerned about COVID and all that, so I get it. But this was long before COVID. No, it wasn't 45 loonies, Tim. I converted it to US dollars. Doug, I'm not going to repeat that. Yeah, I know, Eddie. I saw a sign at the grocery store this week in the produce section, and it said, for the safety of all, please be considerate of what you choose to handle. And it was like above the vegetables in the produce section. And I thought, well, isn't that just generally a good idea? Like, you shouldn't be grabbing every cucumber in the bin. You know, do we really have to tell people that? Tim misses the Quebec Nordiques. I'm assuming that was hockey, knowing Tim and knowing Quebec. Oh, Doug. You know how many Frenchmen it takes to defend Paris? No one knows. It's never been done. What is that famous street in Paris, the Champs-Élysées? Do you know why they plant trees along that? It's to provide shade for the invading armies. Yeah, Michael, and that's not the only weird thing about it. The world has gone nuts in the past couple of years, and I think we're starting to see sanity reign again, little bit. I'm hopeful. It's like the entire planet had to be put on meds, and it's finally kicking in. Furnace sounds like an old coffee percolator. I have an old coffee percolator upstairs. Oh, sorry, I stole Doug's joke. Depends on your. There are no brands of sanity, Tim. You're either sane or you're not. It's black and white. I'm sorry. There are no brands. There can be differences of opinion, but sanity is a different thing. The world needs an enema. It does indeed, Jim. It does indeed. But we'll get there. Is there a French Army Navy store? I don't know, Gary. Great minds run in the same lane. Yes, Doug. Or as one of my old bosses once said, you know what they say about great minds? If they think alike, they must not be that great. That's true, Tim. Insane people do think they are sane and they justify it. But I'm speaking to this from a sense of sanity, from place of sanity. I am the arbiter of what is sane. I'm kidding. Yeah, you know, Eddie, and I don't want to get into politics. People don't like that, and you know, I get it. But I don't think it's a left or right issue anymore. I really don't. I think there's plenty of room for both of those philosophies, if you can call them philosophies, both those worldviews. But this is something else. But that's for another time and another place. Gary's putting out an ad for the French Army Navy store. No, he actually wasn't too mean. I'll tell you that my favorite mean boss story. I worked for a guy that was really terrible, um, and I'm friends with him now. But boy, he was a rough guy to work for. And somebody was presenting on a project, and there was a problem with it, and they said, you know, this is a problem, but there's this other thing that's really good, so we should still push forward with it. And he stopped the person and just very bluntly said, Hitler was nice to his dogs. And he didn't explain himself. And this poor person was completely flustered. They didn't know what to do. And they just sat down. That's my favorite mean boss story. As Ted Williams said, if you don't think too good, don't think too much. Good point, Michael. And Tim saying that he just collects data points and connects the dots. That's a good thing to do, Tim, as long as the dots are accurate. The Tunnel Take, how you doing tonight, Greg? You came in with 2 minutes to spare. We can catch you up quick, Greg. We talked about cigars, smoked some pipes, and made some French jokes. I think that pretty well sums the evening up. Oh, and something about bourbon that I didn't quite follow. I gotta drink fast. All right, Jim. Well, thank you so much for joining us, buddy. You have a great weekend. Yeah, he had a bit of a problem with people there, Doug. Data points always show they are accurate. We need to talk about that, Tim. All right, Everett, you have a great weekend too, my friend. Thanks for joining us tonight. That's right, Greg. Yeah, well, you missed a lot, but I caught you up. Well, at least my wife won't be mad at me for turning off the furnace tonight. That's a good thing. Although she'll probably still claim that it's cold. That'll be interesting. I'll ask her if it was cold and see what she says. All right, Cole, you have a great weekend too. Thanks for joining us, buddy. One more. We're a minute over. Don't be mad. All right, JMZ, thank you. You have a great weekend, buddy. And now we can bring things to a close officially. Good night, Ed. Have a great weekend. All right, folks. Well, thank you so much for joining me tonight. I had a great time. High point of my week, as I always say. We'll be back next week with more fun and games and maybe some more French jokes. Who knows? So y'all take care. Have a great weekend. Fantastic week ahead. I'll see you Sunday with a video. And if you don't catch me then, please look forward to next Friday. Take care, everyone. Good night.